Is www, is it similar to internet or two different things? A basic question. Is www and internet is same or two things? World Wide Web and internet? Yes. Is it one thing or two things? Okay, I got an answer. Right, so you're telling it's one. No, it's two. So we just discuss this is in the beginning. So internet is the infrastructure, and www is World Wide Web is a service. So totally different. Why? So internet it's similar to road, and www similar to car or bus. So let's say you have highway and the main. So let's say you have railway and the main transport mechanism is rail or trains. So internet is like the train or train track and the platforms, everything. And then the train is the service running on top of the railway or the train track. So you can't say train and railroad, train and railway is same. No, railway is the infrastructure and train is the service. So similar to that, in internet is the infrastructure. So it's providing the facility. So for an example, let's say, so signal and tower, is it same? Signal and tower, is it same? No. Towers, the signal towers or the telephone infrastructure is providing the facility. Signal is the service, or GSM is a service on that facility. So similar to that, internet is the infrastructure. It is like road, similar to road, and similar to vehicle. Vehicle uses the road, right? Vehicle uses the road, that's all. So road itself is not helpful. So nowadays you have a lot of roads, lot of facilities, infrastructure, highways, everything, but lockdown. So with the lockdown, you can't move. Roads are there. Roads are connecting cities. Roads are connecting provinces, districts. Yes, roads are connecting everyone. Roads වලින් හැමදේම connect වෙනවා නේද? Facilities දැන් අපි cities connect වෙනවා, district connect වෙනවා, provinces connect වෙනවා, but you can't go because service is not available. Infrastructure is available, but service is not available. So infrastructure without a service is useless. Similar to that, service without the infrastructure is also useless. So you have a car, but you don't have road to go. Then again, useless. You have the road, but you don't have car. Again, a problem. Right? Both needs each other. I think you understood that. Okay, let's move to the book. And book says how this works using a diagram. This diagram, they have asked one time, not one time actually, few times they have asked in the exam about this diagram. So what this diagram says. Okay, so let's make it smaller. Okay. It's not getting smaller. Okay, now you can see. Okay, so when you type the URL in the browser, when you type the URL or Uniform Resource Locator in the browser, basically the resolver or the DNS involves and try to resolve what is the correct IP address. Actually, with the OS, there's a DNS service, domain name service is running with the operating system, and it instructs where is this IP. You are searching for a URL or you are searching for a domain, and resolver says where's the IP. And then according to the given IP, it browses or it accesses the particular IP and asks for a service. Hey IP, I need this service. Okay, this you can do directly, even without the domain name. You can say, okay, let's say ping www.google.com. type karama, then I can get the IP address of Google. Okay, so if you know the IP address of Google, and if you know the IP address of Google, you can go to the browser and ask directly, browser, HTTP is my protocol. That means I need to access web service of this IP. මෙන්න මේ IP එකේ තියෙන web සේවාව මට දෙන්න කියන ඉල්ලීම තමයි මේ කරන්නේ. I'm requesting 74.125.24.105 මෙන්න මේ IP එකෙන් මම ඉල්ලනවා මේ IP එක මට ඔයාගේ තියෙන HTTP සේවාව දෙන්න. HTTP means hypertext transfer protocol. Last week we learned. We need HTTP, hypertext transfer protocol, HTTP service from this IP. Then when I press enter, it's navigating to the google.com. It's going to google.com, right? Hetuva, so it knows that website is this is the service. Okay, here it is. It says, okay, here it is. This IP gives web service, and that web service is none other than Google website. So it's loading the Google website. If I ask PING www.microsoft.com, it's saying this is the IP. And if I ask, hey Microsoft, give me HTTP service. Hey IP, give me HTTP service. May IP king nano service. Then I press enter. I'm navigated to, so should be Microsoft, but unfortunately this URL directly it doesn't allow us accessing the website. That is the reason, right? That is the reason why I'm not giving the answer. So let's try for HTTPS also. HTTPS. It says, okay, advanced, I need to proceed. Okay, still right, it's not a valid IP address, so it's not directly giving service from that place. Ek hariyata service එක දෙනවා කියලා තිබ්බට it's not the same place. Here you can see it's something different, right? Here it says PING E13. This is like a virtual location. This is not the actual location. So here you can see make it google.com කියලා වරහන් නැතු දෙනවනේ, but here it's not google.com. Here it says this. So this is the website giving that, and let's try to access that website. Okay, still I'm not allowed to access. That is a private URL. Seems private URL, not giving the access. Let's try for some other. PING www.facebook.com කියන එක ඔන්න මම access කරනවා. හරි, ඔයාලා කියන්න බලන්න. So what is the IP address of Facebook now? Can you tell what is the IP address of Facebook?
157.240.1335.
Okay, this is the IP address of Facebook. I'm trying to access that now using the HTTP service, http:// okay, give me this, and it's loading facebook.com. You can see mostly it responds, right? Mostly it's response, but normally if you ask like something like, okay, let's ask PING space www.google.lk. No, not google.lk. I'm asking NIE.lk, National Institute of Education. Jatika Adhyapana Ayatana. I'm asking the IP address of NIE.lk, and it says, okay, it's not responding us. It's not responding us. And I'm asking ping www.doenets.lk, donets.lk, examination. Again, not responding us. So reason for this is they have stopped ICMP ping requests. ඒගොල්ලෝ නවත්තලා තියෙනවා ICMP message එකක් එවන එක ඒගොල්ලෝ block කරලා තියෙනවා. That is the reason. So not because this is not working, it's working. So if you go and see, you can see the website is working, but they have blocked this service, ICMP service. That is the reason. Okay, I'm trying another website, PING space www.president.gov.lk. Okay, still blocking. It's not allowing. I'm trying some another website, let's say dialog.lk. No, blocking. Right. So most of the LK sites, I think so, it's blocked. Right. Let's say commercialbank.com. No, not online. Then Google is working. Let's try another website, maybe eBay, ebay.com. PING space www.ebay.com. Here it's giving the response. These people, they are having secure infrastructure, that's why, but again, you can see it's also some different. This is a name server, that means this is not the actual address. If you try to access the address using HTTP, it won't give the eBay website here because it is not the actual address. Again, this is called like so this IP address. When I go and ask this IP address, it will tell the location. So these are direct addresses. Direct addresses means they have purchased this. They are paying for this address. Facebook la ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ IP address එක තියාගෙන ඒකට ගෙවීමක් කරනවා. Google la ඒක තියාගෙන ඒකට ගෙවීමක් කරනවා. ඒක dedicate කරලා ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ server එකකට දීලා තියෙනවා. හැබැයි මේගොල්ලෝ එහෙම නැහැ. මේගොල්ලෝ කරලා තියෙන්නේ what these people have done. They have taken the IP address here 61 actually, sorry, 61. Here they have taken the IP address. But the thing is, they are not directly giving a service from that. එතනට ගියාම යා කියනවා මේතනට ආපු කෙනෙකුට කියනවා වෙන තැනකට ගිහිල්ලා සර්විස් එක ගන්න කියලා. It's like that. That's why we are not allowed to access that. Right? That's why we are not allowed to access that. Okay, so let's try PING space www.cmb.ac.lk Columbia University. Okay, still not giving. But they are not giving, they are not having a public IP. They are having, sometimes they might have public IP address, but they are not hosting their web server. Web server ke IP ke dala nahi. So that is why we are not giving. Here cmb.ac.lk you are getting some, right? cmb.ac.lk, let's try for that. HTTP. Okay, advanced, and I'm proceeding. Okay, that is giving us, right? That is basically giving us the service here, cmb.ac.lk. You can see the IP address because that's belong to the Colombo University, cmb.ac.lk. But this request they have blocked. ICMP request they have blocked. Again, අපි මේ යවන message එකට reply ආවන්නේ නැහැ. හැබැයි මේක වැඩ හරියට number එක block කරලා තියෙනවා. This IP is working. And අනිත් ඒවා තිබ්බද එහෙම? president.gov.lk, it seems this one. So let's try. No, not giving. And donates are giving it. Yes, giving it. Donates.lk. Yes, even though they have blocked these, still the IP address is listing. So you can access the service using this http:// and yes, then accessing the website. Donates.lk, this is Department of Education. Yes. Yeah, they are giving the service. Okay, anyway, now you know how to get IP address and how to get domain name. Domain name to IP address to domain name. Abhi make a manually karanna onne. Who's in charge of that? Who's converting this domain to IP to domain? Yes, do we need to do this manually or is it automatically converting? When we do a request, it is automatically converted. Who converts that? Yes. Okay, the whole story. The මෙච්චරලා මම කතා කරපු story එක. දැන් මම domain එක type කරාම අදාළ IP එක. So browser will access from the IP. Who do the conversion part? Domain to IP conversion. කවුද ඒක කරන්නේ? මේ මෙච්චරලා මම කියලා දුන්නේ ඒක තමයි. ආකාශ්, ප්‍රවීන්, කවුද ඒක කරන්නේ? Yes. Yes. Proving. Need answers, guys. තේරුණේ නැත්තම් කියන්න. දැන් මම මෙච්චර වෙලා කිව්වේ මොකද්ද? මෙච්චර වෙලා මම කිව්වේ දැන් මම සිංහලෙන් කරනවා එහෙමනම්. So you are forcing me to change the language. මෙච්චර වෙලා මම කිව්වේ මේ ping කියන command එක ගැන.
server එක
domain name එක IP එකට convert කරලා IP එකෙන් අපිට respond එකක් දෙනවා. මේක respond කරන්න අදාළ protocol එක තමයි ICMP, Internet Control Message Protocol. ICMP කියන protocol එක තමයි මේ පණිවිඩය යවලා ඒක හරියට මම ගිය සතියේ කිව්වා. It's like a ring cut. ring cut එකක් දැම්මා වගේ එයා මේකෙන් reply එකක් දෙනවා. සමහර වෙලාවට ring cut එකක් දැම්මට ring වෙන්නේ නැහැ. හේතුව මේක හංගගෙන ඉන්න කට්ටිය. ඒ කියන්නේ මේක block කරලා තියෙන්නේ. rings යන්නේ නැහැ. rings යන්නේ නැති වුණාට වැඩ කියන එක අපිට හොයාගන්න පුළුවන්. මොකද domain to IP conversion එකක් වෙනවා. කවුද මේ conversion එක කරන්නේ? හරි. server කියන එක හරි. මොන server එකද ඒක කරන්නේ? which server?
DNS.
Yes, it's DNS server. What is DNS? Domain name server. DNS server, domain name server. Domain name system. Domain name system or domain name service. ඒක දෙන server එක තමයි, that is the server doing this process. Operating system එකත් එක්ක DNS run වෙනවා. Okay, so I'll give you chance. Can one of you guys share your screen quickly? මම ඔයගොල්ලන්ට පෙන්නන්න DNS run වෙන තැන. කවුද බලමු share කරන්නේ? මම යාට උදව් කරන්න.
prompt එකනේ
sorry.
command prompt එකනේ run වෙන්නේ.
නෑ command prompt එකෙන් නෙමෙයි run වෙන්නේ. Can anyone share your screen? Then I'll tell you how this is running in your computer. ඉක්මනට පුතේ කවුරු හරි share කරන්න හරි. Praveen. Okay, thank you. So can you go to Windows key and R key? Press Windows key and R key together. Windows එකයි R එකයි. Then type services.msc. Services.msc. ඔයාගේ insert key එක press වෙලා ඇති ඒකයි අර ලොකුවට පෙන්නන්නේ. Insert key එක ආයෙ ඔබන්න බලන්න. Can you press the insert key again? හරි ගියාද ඒක? හරි ගියා නේද? හරි. Okay කරන්න. Services.msc. Okay. Then you can see the services in your computer. Then please go for letter D. DNS. Yes, very. D උඩ තව. Now you are in D. Check whether here, can you see DNS? Oh, here, this one, yes. Others also see this, right? So in your computer, so you can see here, sorry. In your computer, you can see this DNS client. A server කට respond කරන්න කෙනා. So DNS client is running in your computer. So basically DNS client is the one responding DNS service. So if you stop the service, so then most of the DNS related services will not be there if you stop the service. So likewise, these protocols are running in the background, right? These protocols are running in the background. So you can't see this, it's not visible, but these processes are in the operating system. This process is running in the background. Hurry. The first step is when you type the URL in the browser. That means when you type, okay, I need www.doenets.lk. Then මම මේක type කරනකොටම මගේ operating system එකේ DNS එක එයා run වෙලා බලනවා මේ doenets.lk හොයාගන්න පුළුවන්ද. If he is not capable, එයා ඒකට capable නැත්නම්, if my DNS is not capable, it will then send to higher level DNS. I'm using SLT. එතකොට දැන් මගේ computer එකට බැරි නම් එයා ඊළඟට බලනවා මගේ router එකෙන් පුළුවන්ද. If my router is also not capable, in router also DNS service is running. If my router is also not capable, then it's going to SLT and ask, hey SLT, where's this donates.lk? That guy is asking for donates.lk. Where is this website? එතකොට යහනවා කොහෙද මේ donates.lk website එක තියෙන්නේ කියලා. If SLT can do that, then SLT will do. Otherwise SLT will forward that to .lk domain. SLT යවනවා ඊටත් උඩ .lk. .lk කියන්නේ lk domain registry. .lk is lk domain registry. That is nic.lk. Sorry, nic.lk. lk domain registry. එතකොට එයා බලනවා ලංකාවේ LK රෙජිස්ටර් කරන තැනට ගිහිල්ලා එතන දන්නවද කොහෙටද මේ donates.lk රෙජිස්ටර් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. එතනින් දන්නවනම් then done. එතනක් නැත්නම් දැන් උදාහරණයක් විදිහට I'm searching dasun.lk. I know that that website is not available for sure. I'm just searching dasun.lk. Now saying that your connection is not private, so there's a website seems right. Yeah, anyway I'm proceeding, but anyway I'm not getting the service. Means LK domain registry says that okay, this has some issue, so it's not resolving. එහෙනම් තමයි මට service එක ලැබෙන්නේ නැත්තේ. I'm trying for some other website, www.therunada.lk. So I have to ask like this, therunada.lk, it's not available. So say DNS probe finished, NX domain those. This is, they have finished searching, ask from the my computer, OS, not found, ask from my router, not found, ask from SLT, not found, then NIT domain registry, LK domain registry, not found. So it has finished DNS probe. So it's done searching. Understood what's happening here in this process? I have given long description with the practical explanation. තේරුණාද වෙන්නේ මොකද්ද කියලා? නැද්ද? If you understood, tell that we understood. Otherwise tell, please repeat again, we didn't understood anything at all. Is it 1 or 2? 1 understood, 2 not understood. Okay, so I'm getting some chats saying 1 is there any to answer to? Anyone couldn't understand this? Okay, good. So everyone understood. Okay, now you know what is DNS service. Okay, after getting this, so browser saying HTTP get command to the web server. So HTTP get command means please give me some hypertext. Annara manussya illana hypertext. I need some hypertext. Please give me some hypertext. So the web server is the guy who's responding this. So web server says, here's your hypertext. Take this and go. I take this and go back. Here's your hypertext. I have prepared this. Please take this and go back. And your browser will get this hypertext from the server and it renders, it displays this hypertext in meaningful way. So we call rendering. Rendering means, so it gets this hypertext. Okay, let's say so okay, something like National Institute of Education.lk. I'm asking, hey browser, go to NILK, bring some hypertext. It is bringing the hypertext. This is what I got. So I can right click on the web page. You can also do this with me. Right click on any web page, right click, go to view page source. I'm just right clicking on the browser, view page source. Right click on the browser, view page source. Now you can see right? So this is what I get. You can also do this with me, right? Go to any web page, just right click, view page source. You can use maybe Google Chrome or Firefox. Chrome or Firefox are use karan. Right click and view page source. Then you can see, right? Then you can see this web page. Right? These all these are called hypertext. Hypertext again. We will learn how to do this. And you can see here, so some files are there. Right? Kannangara Lake, some, what is that? Dr. CWW Kannangara Memorial Lecture, 2017, 2018, 19. Some documents, so I can click and load that. Okay, you can see this when I load. So these are the resources. These are the resources. Get in there. And here, so Dr. Sunil Navaratna images. You can see that resource also. Likewise, some resources are there. Not just resources, it has some other websites. edx.org, National Education Commission is nec.gov.lk. Department of Publication is edupub.gov.lk. That's where you can download books. Ministry of Education, moe.lk. NI Research, niresearch.lk. Exams.ni.lk, that is for NI examination. So these are some other resources. Research newsletters. And what is that? DG Sara what is Prabhagira? Sara Prabhagira programs MP3. So I don't know. So you can just go and listen to that. So these are some resources. So not just text. I just wanted to tell, not just text. So even everything is mentioned as text. Text, but there are some resources linked to this. Those are called hypermedia. Right? Please understand, this text is called hypertext, and the linked media or connected media are called hypermedia. Okay, so I think we learned the basic structure of web page. Did we? Api kata kara the basic structure of web page? Did we discuss about one head, one body, this structure? Oh, let's say it's in the beginning. I think we discussed this, right? Did we or not?
Yes, sir.
Right, we discuss. Okay. Then today's lesson, we are going to learn hypertext, hypermedia, and hyperlinks. Right. So now we know how internet and www works. Initially, it is the web request. So step number 1. So you can write down this, right? Step number 1. We type URL in the browser, which has domain name. Domain name is converted to IP address by DNS. There are several stages of conversion. So first level, it will try to convert OS. If OS is not capable of doing that, then it will go to the router. If router is not capable, it will go and ask from ISP, and it will go and ask from higher level ISP or domain registry. So this is how conversion done. So it will first check with OS DNS. If cannot resolve, then try with router DNS. If not, try with so ISP's DNS and moving up to the domain registry. moving up to the domain registry DNS. Okay, after conversion, the fourth one. After conversion, what happens? You saw this. After conversion, so browser send HTTP GET commands to web server. Browser sends HTTP GET command to the web server in discovered IP. In discovered IP, it's trying to. So then, web server creates HTTP response with HTML and sends back to the client browser. It's sending back to the client browser. Browser renders the HTML with related hypertext and hypermedia. So this is the process. So you can write down the process, and so this is what happened. And remember that in the exam, this was asked several times. What is happening when we do a web request, when we request URL? So if you want, you can write that as a question. What will happen when we request a web page from the browser? You can add this as a question. Okay, so with that, I hope you finished writing this. Right, with that, the next thing is how, so let's learn about HTML now. Let's learn more about HTML. To do that, you can open your hosting account. I think you can remember that now, right? You have created by using zero fees. I asked you to remember that, right? So let's open that zero fees account. Let's open that account. And let's see, let's write HTML there. So I think you can remember the URL. So URL is where you can access it, like you can go to the cpanel.zerofees.us or cpanel.zerofees.net. And then you can type, so here's the URL. Please go there and type this. And then you can type that ID given to you as well as the password. ID and the password. Please type both. Please write down this, then go to the cPanel, type the ID, password, and login. If you have not created, if you have not created, you can create now also. It won't take much time. It will only take like 1 or 2 minutes to create a web page, create a website, web hosting account. Don't worry, you can do it now. කරලා නැත්නම් දැන් හරි කරන්න පුළුවන්. Finish writing this. ඉවරද ලියලා? තාම ලියනවද? Finish?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Shall we go to the website, web hosting account quickly? Okay, when you log in, you can see this. When you log in, you will get the file manager. right? In the file manager, so let's wait, just creating. If you don't have this account, so if you think that you are not able to do this, and if you are not able to do this, my advice is at least open Notepad. So I'm going to open brackets. You can open Notepad, and in the Notepad also you can type this. Notepad එකේ හරි type කරන්න account එක හදාගන්න බැරි නම්. හදාගන්න පුළුවන් නම් කමක් නැහැ. හදාගන්න බැරි නම් Notepad එකේ හරි type කරන්න පුළුවන්. Right, so how to type in Notepad? So you can just open a file new, then type the HTML page, HTML clause, head open, head close, title open, title close. Let's say my first page, and then after that body section open, body section close. So same code you have to type here. Then ඔක notepad එකේ type කරන්න ඕන ඔය code එකමයි. එහෙම නැත්නම් මෙතන online file manager එකට ගිහිල්ලා then you can see your website. When you go to online file manager, you can see your website. Let's say the website is akash.blouseLife.biz, and there ඒක ඇතුලේ තියෙන folder එකක් htdocs කියලා. Please go inside there, go to the htdocs, and there you can write there, please create a new file. I'm going to delete this. Don't want this. Going to delete this as well. And I'm creating a new file. Right click, new file. That file name is index.html. Simple, all simple. INDEX, index.html, all simple. Then you have to type this code, same code. I'm going to paste this, same code, save. Right, here also same code. Notepad එකේ ලියනවා නම් please type the same code. File, save as. In file menu you can select save.